Now, it doesn't get a lot better than that. I'm not quite sure what any Bucs fans could say about that game. The defense looked good. The offense looked good. Everything looked good. I'm amazed, though. I mean, you watch. We'll get complaints. We'll see complaints. It'll be interesting. We'll hear people saying, "Oh no, oh no, oh no." As Tim Witherspoon in chat just said, "Good game. 5-1 LFG. Let's go." I agree completely, guys. We are absolutely a 5-1 football team right now with all of these injuries, with everything that has gone wrong. This team is 5-1. Let me say it again. This team is 5-1. It's time to be happy. It really is time to be happy, guys. There's so much. Wrap your mind around it. I mean, they're that good. Anybody who says, yeah, well, it was just the Eagles. Well, who were they supposed to beat tonight? Who were they supposed to beat? I mean, they played the Eagles. They beat the Eagles. And I know the score was 6 points. It wasn't that close. Everybody here knows it wasn't that close. They didn't really make it close at the end. I mean, the game was nowhere near as close as the scoreboard shows. So, come on. The Bucs were able to just, there's five and a half minutes left on the clock. Oh, okay, we'll just run it out. I mean, it just, guys, this was all Bucs. It was all Bucs. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. It was fantastic. Tom Brady looked great. Leonard Fournette. The
Lenny train.
For the win. Let me tell you, regular season Lenny. Now I'll say it again. Can we please stop debating about whether it should be Fournette or Rojo? And I got some questions about the running game and the way that whole thing was handled, and we'll talk about it. But guys, this was awesome. This was awesome. I'm excited about it. I am your host, Rick Hughes. I'm part of Bucs Report. I'm here on Tuesday nights with Buck, as well, I am here on Wednesday nights with Against the Spread. And now tonight, I'm here on Thursday night with my partner in crime.
Yes, sir.
The other member of this team bringing the shenanigans tonight. My good friend, David White. Scarver, how you doing tonight, Dave?
Shenanigans with a capital S. It's a Thursday night win. It's a beautiful thing. You're 5-1.
That's right.
And you've got injuries on every level of your defense. Things are great. This is awesome.
Yeah. Can somebody please check your pockets to see if we can get a receipt on Richard Sherman?
Hey, we had an O.J. Howard sighting.
Well, yeah, a lot of them tonight. O.J. Howard had a good game.
He did.
Yeah.
I'm previewing my surprises.
Yeah, it was a good game. Now, I don't know if they were trying to showcase him for trading him. I don't know if they were saying, all right, maybe it's time we just start using this dude. I don't know. But O.J. Howard and Cam Brate both looked really good tonight. AB looked good tonight. I actually saw somebody complaining, and this cracked me up. I saw somebody complaining, where's Mike Evans? Mike Evans is a ghost tonight. What's wrong with Mike Evans? Listen, guys, he's on his way to 1,000-yard season again. Stop complaining. Stop trying to find something to be unhappy about. You're 5-1. It's time to be happy.
When you have that many weapons, not everybody's going to score a touchdown or going to run for 100 yards or have receptions for 100 yards. You've got so many weapons. That's why it can be a fantasy football team's nightmare is to have Bucs, because you don't know where it's coming from. You've got so much talent on the team. It's not going to be centralized. It's going to be spread out, and a lot of it depends on the defensive coverage.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got to do this. I'm going to bring this in. It's the only one I'm going to do. But guys, All I can say is to Chase Breeding, who says our defense is garbage. Too many hurt guys will cost us wins this year. To Chase Breeding. Chase, I have only one thing to say to you. You are so awesome. All right, I promise I won't do any more of those tonight. But I mean, I couldn't believe it that there's actually somebody out there. Really, I mean, I knew it. I said that somebody was going to do it. The defense looked great tonight. You take away those 2 long pass interferences. By the way, the second one I think was questionable. You take away those 2 pass interferences, and they had 1 drive. This game was not close. The Bucs had this game in hand from the jump. It wasn't close. I was never stressed. Never got nervous. Never felt like, uh-oh. I mean, when they got the 2-point conversion, it's like, yeah, okay, we still have Brady that's about to come on the field right now. I mean, I never felt any concern at all. Bucs fans, let this wash over you. Take a second, take a deep breath, let this wash over you. The Bucs are so good that when they take the ball with 5.5 minutes left, they're up by 6. They don't even have to score. They don't even have to score. They're up by 6. And the other team has 3 timeouts, by the way.
But thank you, Jernard Avery, for the taunting.
Yeah. But you know what? Honestly, okay, that was one play, but on that drive, they moved the ball down with no problem anyway, and I think they would have. I think they were going to move the ball down the field no matter what. It's not like Philadelphia was doing this bang-up incredible job of stopping Tom Brady and the Bucs. I mean,
but should we have a moment of silence now that Tom Brady's passing attempts without an interception has been broken?
What did it end at? I mean,
200 and something. I don't know the count quite
it was
frankly.
like
I know. I definitely saw it end.
Yeah, it was like a punt. It was basically like a punt. He threw it on a 3rd and long. He threw it.
It was effective.
Yeah, it turned into basically a punt. Whatever. I mean that. Oh no, Tom Brady sucks. He's over the hill now. He went over the cliff. I mean, come on, guys.
He's coming off. The last 4 games are statistically his best 4 games in his entire career. He's 44 years old. I'm north of that a good bit. I just think it's awesome.
Yeah, think about this. Going into last year, before the first game last year, if you said Tom Brady's best 4-game stretch in his career will be next year with the Bucs. I mean, guys, he's hitting his stride now.
It's taking him a bit.
He's entering his prime. Yeah, he's a little slow getting there. You know,
hey, he's only picked 199. I mean, it's going to take a while, right?
Right. I mean, guys,
Tim Witherspoon has
at least. Tim, it was. I think it might have been more than 219. I think the 219 was the one that they took away from them. I just honestly, come on, guys. This game, there's nothing about this game, nothing you could possibly complain about this game and be without being unreasonable. This game, you've got everything to be happy about, nothing to be unhappy about. You can find a play here or there. That's going to happen every game. It always does to every team. It's okay. Everything is good.
Well, I will say the play calling on that 4th and 3, let me give you my analytical take on it. That was stupid.
Yeah, throwing like that on the 4th and 3 made no sense at all. I'm really not sure what they were thinking on that play. I'm really not sure what they were thinking. That was weird. That's the only way to describe it. It was weird. But you know, whatever, you know, that when you win, it's all good.
You're taking knees. The game's over.
Yeah,
you won
with 2 minutes left. No. First of all, you take over the ball. You get the ball with 5 minutes and 31 seconds left, I think. The other team has 3 timeouts, and you run the clock out to where you're taking a knee. I mean, listen, they could have scored there at the end. They certainly could have scored there at the end. I don't think anybody, at least a field goal, right? But they chose, we can just run the clock out. That's how good your Tampa Bay Buccaneers are. That's how good your Bucs are. They're 5-1. They're taking a knee and not even needing the points. That's how good they are, guys. I mean, it's you got every reason to be excited, guys. You really have every reason to be excited. Dave, you got. Tell me your overall thoughts, your overall feelings. What was there for you?
Well, I can tell you my surprises were OJ Howard. He didn't just show up. I mean, he had 6 receptions on 7 targets, 49 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah. I think we can all agree that the surprise of the game was OJ Howard.
And a surprise for me was, and it's a good one, really. The Eagles are that bad. I didn't realize how bad they were. And that means that Carolina loss,
there you go.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, there you go.
Statistically, Jalen Hurts, let me put it this way. The Eagles, depending upon if Carson Wentz is used 75% of the available snaps, they get a first-round pick instead of a second-round pick from that trade. That means the Eagles could have 3 top 10 picks next year.
Right.
I can see him taking a quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, got 3. Why not? I mean,
Jalen Hurts, he had maybe 2 good throws where I'd say, yeah, there's an NFL quarterback. That's it. I mean,
he didn't look good tonight.
He did not look good at all. And the Bucs are banged up without Levante David.
Yeah.
I was really surprised at how bad the Eagles were.
What would this score have been if all of the Bucs players, if everybody was there and ready? What would the score have been? I mean,
it would have rivaled the Miami game. The score.
I mean,
45-17, but I mean,
it just was,
they wouldn't have scored 17 tonight. They're that bad.
Right. I mean, if this was a beatdown, and it was a beatdown in pretty much every way. Which, by the way, now I do have to laugh because on Buck AF on Tuesday nights, that means our Philadelphia fans going to have to come back on and eat a Cuban sandwich wearing red. So,
you won't drink orange juice. We've established
I didn't ask for that.
He won't drink orange juice, which is fine.
Yeah,
he's a good sport.
Yeah,
and he's a kind Philadelphia soul. I didn't think they existed.
Yeah, well, you saw the one in the stands tonight when I think it was Fournette threw the ball up in the stands, and the Philadelphia fan handed it over to the Bucs fan. I'm like, what? There's 2 of them. But look, here's the thing. When you have a stadium full of 70,000 people and 35,000 of them are really nice, you understand that means 35,000 people in that stadium are complete jerks. So that's not good. Even if you say, well, there were 35,000 great guys there. That means there were 35,000 that weren't. So, I mean, that's a little bit terrifying. Look, guys, the Bucs owned them. They owned them. First quarter, Dave.
Well, I'll go back to my disappointments. I had 3.
Okay.
Richard Sherman got hurt, and I thought that some of that rests with the coaching staff because it was a hamstring, and he's been playing entire games, and I think they overused him before he got in really good football shape, and I think they're paying the price for that. And yes, they had 7 penalties for 120 yards. One was questionable, but you're starting to get a reputation.
Of them were on 2 plays, right?
Exactly. But still, I mean, your responsibility is to not give up 50 and 45-yard penalties.
Let's be clear. 90 of them were on 2 plays. 90 of those yards.
And then my other already covered it, the 4th and 3. That was, come on. I mean, really? Why give them any chance? Punt it or at least something you can make, not some chuck down the field.
There's no player that you can point to in today's game and say that was a disappointment. There's just there's nobody you can look at and go, oh yeah, they had a bad game. I mean, you really can't. I mean, Jamel Dean got a pick. You can yell at him because he had that one pass interference. Okay, he straightened that out. he had a pick where he absolutely looked like the wide receiver on that next play. And then, I mean, I think that the other pass interference was pretty weak. Now, listen though, for everybody who always says, all these people who line up and complain about the referees every game and say the refs never give us calls or anything, the Bucs got some calls tonight. All right, the Bucs got some
one or two,
kind of questionable calls. Look, I know everybody who's a Bucs fan is going to see it the way they want to see it, but the interception that they took away, that was pretty darn close. Okay, that was pretty darn close, and I was surprised they reversed the call. Okay, they did. They called it. They called it incomplete. I was surprised, but okay.
This whole concept of expediting calls and replays, it's a failure.
Well, it certainly was on that. That's one of the longest replays I've seen in a very, very long time. Look, right, Jim Melvin. Here we go. Jim. Godwin and Evans disappear. This is what I was talking about earlier, guys. Guys, you've got that many offensive weapons, and Leonard Fournette is just going off. O.J. Howard's having a good game. So what if, Godwin and Evans didn't have the catches? That's why O.J. Howard did. That's why Leonard Fournette was going off, because they were keying on those guys. AB had a decent night, didn't he? You can't key on all of the players. That's the way this offense is built. That's why this team's 5-1, is because you're built with so many weapons. What are you going to do? Okay, let's take away Evans and Godwin. Okay, do that. I mean, there's nothing a defensive coordinator can do. I mean, I don't see the solution to stopping the Bucs like that. I don't see it. I think the only thing that's going to stop the Bucs will be the Bucs.
Or injuries.
Or injuries.
That's about it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and open up the phone lines if you guys want to call. I am going to open up the phone lines. Tonight's phone number, if you want to reach out to us, is 770-633-0001. If you want to call, we're here. We'll be happy to talk to you about the game. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack. I'm excited about the game. I think the game doesn't go a lot better than that. I'm very happy. Tom Brady, I think, looked fantastic. Were there stretches where he struggled a little? Yes, but that's okay. Hold on here. We've got our first caller, Matt. Matt from Oklahoma City. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. It's hard
not
just
to.
Turned off the volume so you shouldn't hear an echo now.
Okay. It's hard not to be doing well after a game like that.
No, it was, you know what? They're giving me a heart attack in the third quarter, though. I just can't come out of halftime and say, well, we got this locked down. It's getting to me where I don't want to watch the third quarter. I want to skip it entirely, put in a couple of short movies or something until that's over with, and then go to the fourth and watch us close it down.
Maybe a documentary on stress management would help.
Yeah.
Maybe so. I got to say, Jim Melvin usually makes comments that I tend to look at as insightful, and his Godwin and Evans disappear thing that you just brought up, incredibly
off the mark. Yeah.
That
one was off the mark.
They got covered. This is what people just don't grab. You can't cover everybody. So the defense decides they're going to cover the two that they feel are the most dangerous.
Right.
And that's going to leave AB open across the middle. That's going to leave Cameron Braid open for an 8-yard run. Whatever. So Brady, unlike Winston, throws it to the open man.
Yeah.
And that's a quarterback.
Yep.
That's not that fool in New Orleans who's just chucking and ducking all the time.
That's right.
Who might that be?
Anyway, I enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
I was in a chat with you, I think.
I was in there most of the game.
I was saying we've gotten to the point now as Buccaneer fans that we just expect to score, and it's a yawn. When we do it, it's no big thing anymore. I just thought the first time we went down the field, I was like, yeah, we did that. I knew we were going to. All right, move on to the next play. It's hard to get excited about us doing an 85-yard drive.
Right.
What is nice is seeing a running game materialize that eats up 2/3 of the clock on offense rather than defense. Right. I was happy with that. So if we can continue that, then I think we're in clear sailing. This is 6 games down out of 17, right?
Yep.
So my math's right. We're about a third of the way through the season.
Yep.
That means if we mimic this quarter, we're going to be 15-3.
Yep.
Which can't be.
Well,
so it'd be 15-2.
Right.
And that's just about where I had us picked at.
Oh, that's a little better than I had us. So
yeah, that's way better than what I have.
Good start.
And still have.
Start.
Yeah. We are a terrible 5-1 team, and everybody on defense needs to be just. We need to cut them all and start over.
Lester just said, "I'm waiting for we are the worst 5-1 team in the NFL." Yeah, because you know it's coming. You know somebody's going to say
sooner
that.
Or later.
Jim Melvin was Rice covered. Jim, here's the thing, Jim. Jerry Rice didn't have AB and Chris Godwin and Leonard Fournette and OJ Howard or Rob Gronkowski. And I mean, he didn't have all of that. So no, it was he was more of the show. But that's the point. You don't have to be that way with this team because there are great players everywhere. If you sort of lean your coverage a little bit to one side or the other, okay.
Well, there was times when Terrell Evans and Jerry Rice were on the field at the same time, and there was many occasions when Terrell Owens had a much better game than Jerry Rice.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
the only thing is Jerry Rice had that run of 200 and something games where he caught at least one pass, and one of those passes usually was a 5-yard out that was
Evans had a long
just
run
for
like
him
that.
to keep that record.
Yeah, Evans had a long run like that too. So look, it is what it is. Stop complaining, everybody. You're 5-1. You just won again. You won on national TV on prime time. Remember last year, everybody complaining that they couldn't win in prime time. Well, now you don't have that to complain about. Now we're going to find something else. So I mean,
well, we did manage to screw it up with the Rams. So.
But we're 5-1.
We can still have problems in the prime time, but
that wasn't prime time. That wasn't prime time.
5-1, Rick.
Yes, we are
5-1, a third of the way through the season.
That's right.
That means it's highly likely that Levante David is going to have a new horse at the end of the year named Lombardi 56.
Right. All right.
You saw that spot too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good interview.
And you know what I said to myself when I was watching both of them sitting on a hay bale? She didn't have a towel or anything under her legs. That must have been the most uncomfortable conversation she's ever been in. The hay bales are not comfy. I don't care what anybody says.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. I just wanted to sound off a little bit.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Great to hear from you, Matt.
You'll have a good night.
Thanks, Matt. All right. We're going to bring somebody else in here right now. Let's bring in the best of the Bay. Absolutely best of the Bay. Ray Kennedy. How you doing, brother?
Brothers, David, Rick, this is becoming a regular thing, right? After a victory, we get together.
I'm liking this.
This a late cup of Ray. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Eagles fan. They really thought for like 30 seconds there they had a shot, right?
This game was they never had a shot at this game.
You know, and Rick, I get it. You say, you know, I love you, Rick. And when you say, oh, complain, because you're always going to find complainers. But I think that one thing there is to recognize here is that the no risk it, no biscuit system doesn't, you know, the Eagles come right in, score that touchdown. We go right out and, you know, Tom's going to just drive it down the field. We're going to score 35 and we're going to put it right back down their throats. And, you know, they're probably 75% of the coaches in the National Football League probably would have tried to run the ball right there because we're averaging 5 yards a rush and try to ground clock out. But you know what? Like with the Rays and numerics, you can't question the system when it works, and it works. The Bucs are 5-1.
Right. It's 5-1. It's really hard to look at it and go, oh, these coaches suck. You know, they should have done this different. They just won the game.
Yeah, we got to have something to talk about. I mean,
on a Thursday night on the road, they won a game. We got 10 days now for people to start feeling better. I mean, it's good, guys. It's good. Things are good. Okay. Those defensive backs that everybody was so worried about, they had a good game.
You got to love that Bowles gets on Jamel Dean about, the pass interference call, and he says, turn around, look at the ball. And then literally two series later, he turns around, looks at the ball, gets the INT.
Yeah.
And when you see it, coach him up, right? Coach him hard and hug him later.
You saw that smile and you saw him hugging him later, didn't you?
It was fantastic. And that's what Bear Bryant would have told Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians would tell Todd Bowles, just coach him hard and hug him later. But I'll tell you guys what, the thing about the difference between 2020 and 2021, the Bucs are 5-1. They're still, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But because it took Tom till week 8, week 9, week 10 last year, and then after maybe week 12 to finally have that offensive system down. And you're looking at this the way it's covered. And by the way, can I just say, Troy Aikman, go get a job. What an idiot. Right? I mean, I get it. I love Troy. He's no Tony Romo, but he's trying for the Eagles. He's doing this. He's hoping for him to get back. He's saying this and saying that. I get it's your job, Troy, but try to get facts straight, because the Bucs are the best team in the National Football League.
Well, he was very much at the beginning of the game. They were acknowledging that they were all up in Tom Brady's junk. I mean, loving Tom Brady. Okay. They were absolutely loving Tom Brady at the beginning of the game and gushing constantly. And they were both like, yeah, all right, we need to simmer down on this a little bit. They even basically said it. Because the first quarter was the Tom Brady love fest from them. And they backed off of it. And let's be honest, they're covering a game. They're hoping for something a little bit to talk about. I mean, they really are.
Brady in the first quarter was 11 of 12, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 148.3 quarterback rating. Perfect's 158.3. So he's got a little bit of give to it.
You got to work on that. You got to work on it.
And the thing is now, guys, the thing is in 2021, don't want to curse it, don't want to put things too far ahead of themselves, but what we're seeing out of Tom Brady in 2021 is, and he's at the top in most of your statistical categories for the National Football League, he is putting together an MVP caliber season. And Buccaneer fans know we've had a defensive player of the year. We've had some we've never had an NFL MVP. And Tom is just taking it 1 week at a time. But now that he's got this no risk it, or Bruce Arians, Byron Leftwich system down, if you will, Leftwich, that the rest of the league just look out, because really the fact of the matter is we laid off. We tried to get into them when they scored a touchdown. They got within 8, okay, whatever. But the truth of the matter is the Buccaneers, this game was never really in doubt. It just got a little close at the end there, just to give those Philly fans a little bit of drama.
That's exactly how I felt. It was almost like a garbage touchdown at the end. It was never, it was like, oh, okay, we got to do something now. Okay. So they just ran out the last 5 minutes and 31 seconds. And keep in mind, Philly had 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, and they still ran it out. I mean, that's amazing, guys. That's amazing. And they had drives today of like 10-play drive, 11-play drive, 12-play drive. I mean, they had a lot of serious ball control drives. I mean, this was what we've been dreaming about, guys.
Yes. When they did punt, it was like a great play of Philadelphia to keep them from just barely not getting a first down. I mean,
should we go for it or shouldn't we? Nah, that's kind of what I get the feeling.
Flip a coin. Let's live a little. I mean,
let's just in general, it was like, let's not go for it. And I mean, this game was just never in doubt, and I never felt worried. I never felt concerned. Like, are they going to be able to? Are they going to be able to pull this out? Are they not? What's the situation? I always felt confident. I always, from the get-go in this game, it was what it was, guys.
You know what I love? As they're winding the clock down, we get that first down, and we realize that statistically the Eagles cannot kill the clock and or stop it again, and we've got the game. I love Tom. First of all, I like Tom Brady earlier in the game when we're up 3 touchdowns, and he goes to the sideline. He's still breaking down that pad, trying to look for tendencies in the defense. And you're like, that's the guy, right? So we're not over there trying to pump some quarterback up and trying to make him feel good or that's the way Tom is. But I love the fact that in the last 2 minutes, as he's running that clock down, I love when he turns around to the officials and he's like he's asking them, hey, how's the grandkids? You know,
Yeah.
he knows them so much. He's like, okay, we're gonna down it. I'm gonna step 1 yard back. I'm gonna down it. Watch for them not to hit me. We're gonna run this clock out. And that's the leadership that Tom has brought since last year in Super Bowl 55 in that victory. And that's the leadership we're looking for as we make that second run at another Lombardi here, a consecutive Lombardi in 2021.
Yeah, Ray, the way you put that, I think is true. It's you don't sit there and you don't look at that and go, wow, we've never had a quarterback that's that good. Only one team ever has had a quarterback that good. And that's the New England Patriots when they had that quarterback.
Yes, sir.
I mean, and by the way, he just finished, as Dave just brought up, his best 4-game stretch ever.
Yes.
I mean, you think New England's out there going, you think the Bucs would trade for Brady?
But
Wow.
if he was back in New England, he wouldn't be doing this because he doesn't have the people to throw to.
No, you're correct.
And they don't have a running game. I mean, he made a business decision in part to leave New England.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and it was a good decision. And by the way, you know what I learned this week? This has completely changed my opinion about what's their quarterback? I just lost
Mac
it.
Jones.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Right.
Do you know what Mac Jones' middle name is?
Not
I
Tom
will never
Brady.
think the same about this guy again. His middle name is McCorkle.
No.
Yes. His middle name is McCorkle. I'm like,
God.
yeah, okay, you're done.
And the thing was, I'm walking. I took a walk at halftime. Took Ruth for a little walk because I got home from work late tonight, and I was watching the game. I was a little behind, but I caught up, and I'm walking, and I keep hearing Tom's words, of course, on The Shop. The show, The Shop on HBO, and when he said, "Oh, you're going to stay with that MF guy to go off BAF there on Wednesday nights, right?" But or not Wednesday, but Tuesdays. But I'm like. But when he looked, and Dave, you just pointed out to this, when he looked at this team and these tools and the fact that I want to know if Tom got on the phone with Carson Palmer and said, hey, is it really as great in this no risk it, no biscuit system as I'm hearing and as you had? Because it's going to take a year to learn. And it did. Most of the year, of course, for the GOAT, it only took, 12 games. But you got to wonder that he looked at this system and realized that, and that's the thing, guys, you're going to live and die by the fact that you're going to let Tom make some calls. You're going to let Byron take some risks. You're going to let them come out after the Eagles score a touchdown and get within 7. And the Bucs are going to come out and say, all right, we're going to score again. And it may not work all the time. I'd like to say we're going to live more than die by it, but you're going to live and die by it. So there may be a situation later in the season where you go, oh, it's driving me crazy. But remember, again, like the Rays and those numbers and Moneyball and the analytics, you can pull Blake Snell in Game 6 against the Dodgers last year, and you hate Kevin Cash for doing that, to use a baseball reference. But the thing is, you can't play by the analytics all year and get to the World Series and then complain because they're still playing by it. And you can't complain about Tom Brady and the no risk and no biscuit. Yeah.
Yes. But the difference being the Rays don't get the job done,
No,
and Brady does. So
yes, sir.
I think that's
baseball playoffs are much different. It's more of a crapshoot than it is in football. Yeah. But this is not a baseball show, so I'll be quiet.
I shouldn't have even went there. But my point is that we were thinking that, guys, right? I mean, for 30 seconds, we thought, did they just let these, you see Jalen Hurts, he spikes the ball and he does the Superman, he does the forearm pose. And you're like going, did we just let them get back into this? But really, and as you pointed out, Rick, they were toying with them because we had no problem killing the clock, driving the ball down. But you're thinking, well, that's when you're going to no risk it, no biscuit every time. There's going to be those times where you're going to go, why didn't we? But you know what? You can't win 75 to 80% of the games and then complain because one may get away because the call was made differently. I'm ready. I'm rolling with this team 7 days a week and twice on Sunday.
But look at this. Look at this comment. Who have we beat? The best team we played beat us. Well, first of all, we played the Cowboys. Okay. And Wesley
4-1 leading the East.
We beat 5 teams. Okay. We beat 5 teams. All right. Yeah, the Rams beat us. You're not going to win every game. Come on, man. Seriously. You Bucs fans, stop it. Stop.
Enjoy the ride.
Yes.
It's fun.
What's that?
This is fun.
I know. It's supposed to be. If you're not having fun now, when the heck are you going to have fun?
It's
Yeah.
Thursday night. You go into Philadelphia, and statistically, you pound them into the turf and you beat them by 6, but it's really more because you're just taking a knee where you could have easily kicked a field goal or you
Right.
scored a touchdown. I mean, the game wasn't ever in doubt.
Why did they only beat Philadelphia today? I mean, it's on the freaking schedule.
That's all.
Okay?
I
I
mean,
mean,
play the ones that are in front of you, right?
right. I mean, they beat Dallas. They beat, I don't know. We beat the teams that are on the schedule. You're right, Lester. Now, what Clint says here is absolutely correct. Thank you, Clint, for being a voice of reason. Anybody notice how dominant Wirfs was? Two TDs behind Wirfs. Wirfs was a beast in the game today.
The whole offensive line was. I mean, we're spoiled. I mean, Brady steps back and he sets another. It has this incredible game in first quarter, and he never gets touched. And we're sitting there like it's expected.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just expected. The offensive line is going to protect Brady, and he's going to sit back there and pick the other team apart. That's what they do.
Yeah. Well, Jim, let me tell you this. Okay, every one of us on the screen can relate to this. I've been with the Bucs since '76, so I'd never relax. I've seen too much. I get it. The damage has been done. We get it. The psyche, the PTBD,
PTSD,
post-traumatic Buck syndrome.
Yeah, that it is what it is. I mean, we've been beaten. We don't want to. We're afraid to be happy. But right now, if you're not going to be happy now, stop being a Bucs fan.
Yeah,
stop it because
hey, we're almost back to 40% for the franchise history. We're almost there. When we hit 12-5, when we hit 12, if it's a 12-5 season, we're over 40.
And the thing is, and with everything else dropping, with Tom passing Drew Brees for the all-time yards passing, and then now you hear that with Russell Wilson sitting this week, Tom Brady going to become the only player that's done it twice, but now it's third time he's had 100+ games, consecutive starts, and he's going to set a record now. He's going to be the quarterback in the league with the most, or the player with the most consecutive starts, and you're just like, I mean, I think we're covering all the bases here.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, just look at this guy and understand, listen, what I'm about to say is a crazy thing, but I'm going to say it. Tom Brady is better as a football player than Michael Jordan was as a basketball player. And I believe Jordan was by far the best that's ever played the game.
I think that's a good analogy, Eric, because
there is absolutely no Kobe. There is no anything remotely close. There's just not.
Preach on, Rick. And the thing is that in basketball, you got 5 guys on the floor, and Brady was a competitor, but Jordan was a competitor. Brady is every bit the same competitor, but he's a leader of men, of 11 guys on the field, but more importantly, of 53 guys. He's getting 53 guys on, and he's getting an entire coaching staff. And I'm watching the game tonight, and here's something weird, Dave and Rick. I've never thought about this, although I should have. I'm sure I've thought about it, but I never really thought about it in context. That Tom Brady, and they made a point tonight, Troy Aikman says something tonight, Tom Brady makes Byron Leftwich a better offensive coordinator,
absolutely,
and a better potential head coach just in the time he's getting with him, and that is just saying a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Ray, I can tell you, we got to get this in here. We got to get this caller in here, because it's not just it's the Jackass Giants fan. How you doing, buddy?
11-22 execution.
Listen, man. Listen,
Saquon's back, Shepard's back, Jones is back, execution.
Dude, all I can say is I am so thankful we play the NFC East this year because I mean, you know,
you should be thanking God right now.
Yeah, we got Dallas, we got Philly, we got you. I mean, this is an easy year.
Hey, you know, I was a little side note here. I was walking through this furniture store about a week ago. And there's this guy riding around in one of those, little rascal type of things. And it made me think about something. He had a bumper sticker on the back. Just give me a second. And it made me think about the fact of the Seahawks back in 2014. Everybody in the country wore green. Everybody was a Seahawks fan. Bandwagon jumpers. They win the Super Bowl. They lose the Super Bowl. A couple of years ago, the Chiefs. Everybody jumps on the bandwagon. Everyone's a Chiefs fan. They win a Super Bowl, they lose a Super Bowl. So I'm looking at this rascal driver, and he's got literally a bumper sticker on the back of the seat. Tampa Bay Bucs, GOAT. Seriously? You guys have so many bandwagon jumpers. I can't wait to see what happens in 2 years when you suck again.
We welcome them all.
But the
I'll
thing
bring
is,
Bring them all. Hop on
They're going to
board.
be good this year and next year. You just admitted it.
Okay, so you give 2 years. I'm sorry. Let me ask you a question. I'm assuming you would know the answer to this question. Where are you guys ranked in the history of the NFL as far as the winning percentage?
Oh no, we're second.
We know right where we're at.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Once we hit 12 wins this year, we're at
So,
40%.
I mean, the thing is, you have a couple good years. You get some people in who, I want to play with Brady. I want to play with Zonk. And all those guys, and Gronk, sorry. And we're going to play for less. We're going to play for less. We want to win. And then as soon as you win, and you win, maybe you win another one this year, maybe next year, depending on how soft your schedule is and all that crap. But still, we'll see. And how many of your fans, how many callers, how many of your listeners are still going to be there?
Dave Gettleman was general manager of the Panthers. Maybe we bring him. Maybe we fire Jason Light and bring Gettleman back here from the Giants, and we can suck just like the Giants do. How would that be?
We're in a down year, but so
There you
we're
go,
in the top
brother.
10 win percentage of all time.
Hey, maybe we
Down
fire
here,
Jason Light and bring in Joe
nobody
Judge.
has won a championship in any league from New York in over a decade.
And you have
you're
3
saying
hockey
down-
teams.
You're having a down freaking decade.
Three, the same.
Anyway, so
Three
I'm
hockey
sure we'll
teams.
jump to tonight's game because I would love to jump to tonight's game.
Oh, go ahead.
So, sorry about that. I'm curious how you guys can manipulate the officiating like you did tonight. What the heck was your penalty count? It was atrocious.
That was bad.
Yet, however, right at the end of the first half, there's a blatant interference call. Back to the quarterback, hands in the face of the receiver, no call. Oh my gosh!
I
What are we
love
going
this.
to do? Hurts could score a
I
touchdown.
love
Okay,
this.
so how do we change this? Oh my gosh, the Eagles are coming back. It's the fourth quarter. They're coming back. What do we do? Oh, let's see, taunting? Let's have a taunting call. Let's win this game for Brady. You guys are a bunch of crap.
You know what this sounds like? You know what this sounds like? It sounds absolutely like whining. And that's the best part of the whole thing. Is it really just sounds like whining. It's like, boo-hoo, this is why you guys won. Now I get it.
Whatever.
I
You guys were handed that victory tonight. You never should have won tonight. You shouldn't have beaten the Patriots going off the goalpost.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Hey, we're 5-1. You're going to be 1-5.
Hey, you guys,
5-1 and point blank. You should be at best 3-2. But you're in a crap division. You're playing a crap
You should be
division.
at worst
We're in a
0-5.
crap
I
division.
mean,
Did you just say that we're in a crap
we're in
division?
a crap division. The NFC lead.
All right.
It's literally
The
the
Saints?
division in the
Seriously, the
National Football
Saints?
League.
Well,
The Panthers, come on. Seriously.
Philadelphia.
You're in a good division.
Philadelphia, Washington, and your team?
I'm sorry. I just said we're a crap division. The one saying is you're not you're in a crap division. You're a decent team in a crap
No,
division.
our division is definitely not what it has been over the last couple of years. Hallelujah. Maybe we'll get the win on the division. We haven't won a division in 18, 19 years, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
it's earlier in the conversation. But regardless of that, you're going to coast to 6 easy victories in your division. You're going to coast to 4 easy victories in my division, whatever. Okay, so there's your 10 wins. Oh, let's get to the playoffs. Brady will NFL favor with Brady and all that crap.
So,
You guys won a Super Bowl
let me
with-
ask
well,
you
you guys
this,
won a
with how
Super Bowl
bad
with
your
Manning
division
at
is. Are you going to
quarterback.
win all 6 in your division?
You guys ain't
Well,
gonna
we've got 2 injuries that we're working through right now.
You
You know,
have a
so
few injuries? We don't have a few injuries?
Maybe Andrew Hughes is going to become a offensive lineman all of a
we don't
sudden.
have the officials in our back pocket. We don't have Tom Brady.
Billy, get the heck out of here. He's a jackass Giants fan.
Ah,
Bye,
Okay,
brother.
great.
We'll talk to you.
See ya. The jackass Giants fan had to rear his ugly head. Yeah, that's jealousy. That's what that sounds like. Smells like it.
hey,
too.
it's New York, man.
Smells like jealousy. But I
like
what
it
are you
though.
gonna
Yeah, I like the Giants over the Jets for sure. But it's I love him getting in here. But he points out the fact that the Bucs are going to win. And no, the Bucs they're taking care of the games they're supposed to take care of. Now the officiating tonight, there were some PIs, but they also got the PIs against us. But that was taunting all the way. I know it wasn't egregious, but when the guy steps to the sideline, gets in Fournette's face, that's exactly the line that NFL officiating is trying to draw. And it's because you guys, we could talk about the fact that, it's a no-touch league anymore. No, they're just trying to define it moving forward, making sure taunting is taunting, whether you're just standing in their face or whether you're dancing over them.
It's a stupid rule, but you know what? He shouldn't have done it because he knows the rule and they're calling it, and he did it.
It's a point of emphasis. All 32 teams have been put on notice that you lost your mind.
It's stupid.
Yeah,
but
it was a mental mistake.
it's stupid. But okay, do I wish that had not been called? Do you really think that's what made the difference? Really? Do you think that's what made the difference in this game? Come on, man. Come on. I don't know.
Brothers, I thanks for having me on. I had to get on here, and Dave and Rick, thanks for having me. I don't want to keep you all night, but good win. Again, we're seeing an MVP caliber quarterback this season. We didn't see that last year until week 12. And like you guys said, enjoy the journey is about as much about the journey as about the destination. So absolutely. I'm going to enjoy them 1 week at a time. In Chicago, you're on notice. The Bucs are going to have a little extra time to get ready for you, and we're coming for you.
Yeah, and there's payback for last year.
There you go. Brothers, thanks for having me, and I appreciate you.
What could be better than a late cup of Ray?
That's right.
Dave, I love you, man. I'll talk to you guys both later.
Have a good one.
All right. Have a good one, Ray.
Cup of Ray. Ray Kennedy, best of the Bay. You can catch him usually on the pregame show, and whenever Cup of Ray is on, you got to love that guy. So back to that Jackass Giants fan is. I swear to you, and this is the honest truth. I look forward to that call. I look.
It's coming.
Yeah, I know it's coming. Okay, how you doing, Keith? Keith is here with all the news that's fit from the post-game press conference. How you doing?
I'm doing good, but Giant fan, bro. Bro, listen, man, we get it. Mom or dad didn't hug you. I understand.
He just wants to be
listen to that annoying voice. Hey, do you have like a cold or something?
No, that's just him.
Okay, so is his nickname Wheezy? You ready? It's like the Bucs are terrible.
The refs. It's the refs.
Darth Giant. Nice.
Anyway, let's see. Not a lot. Tom Brady didn't look very chipper. He's still talking, or at least the recording I'm watching is. Let's start with Bruce Arians. He was asked about the going for it on fourth down.
Yep.
And he was kind of abrupt in his answer, meaning he knew this was coming.
Yep.
The quote is, "We're trying to ice the game." When we went for it on 4th and 3 near midfield, but a pass to OJ fell incomplete, and the Eagles made it a 6-point game. And then he just kind of stared like Belichick does. So
nobody stares like Belichick.
Yeah, that whatever. It was just a bad call. Next.
No, Arians would give they had no injury update on Richard Sherman as of yet. Keep in mind the Buccaneers do have 10 days off, so it's kind of like a mini bye week.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go here shortly and watch the Jamel Dean one, but if anybody gets a chance to watch Jamel Dean on camera, like a press conference or an interview, tell me if he's not a 65-year-old man trapped in a 25-year-old man's body. And that's all I'm going to say. I'll send you the clip, Rick, and you guys can laugh. He was asked about after about Richard Sherman's injury, the seriousness, and he gave no update. Somebody asked him the decision to go with D. Delaney over Pierre. Desire.
I don't know. Desir, I think.
Desi Arnaz. Anyway, he went with them because Pierre is involved in the dime packages, and they've been working very well. He didn't want to lose that. Pleased with Delaney, said Delaney played better than they expected.
Yeah, I thought D. Delaney actually had a decent game. I mean, they didn't really have I think everybody actually had a pretty decent game. So
it was good to see Shaq Barrett rushing the passer again.
And O.J. Howard. It was just good to see O.J. Howard.
He blocked somebody, and he caught a touchdown.
The defensive play of the game was when the running back for the Eagles hit the hole wide open and ran into Vita Vea right after he split a double team, and he just stopped them and pushed him straight backwards.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was the
That was
play of the game.
cartoon-like.
Yeah, that was. It was. It was
I mean-
cartoon-like. You are correct.
Exactly right.
Let's just put that on like a loop, and we can put that out on
Yeah.
social media and get 1 million views.
Yeah, it was almost like the Flintstones car. You see the little feet going underneath.
It was-
That's what it
Yeah.
looked like, and the running back's feet were going. So,
I thought there was
wait,
a glitch in the Matrix.
yeah, Chris Lucas Semco said, "Should I call in?" Yes, Chris, call in.
Call in. I'm going to go back to the press conferences. That's all I really got. But to be honest, it's a very straight to the point with all these guys so far. Then they just jump off camera. So I think they're mad.
Yeah,
And
good.
by the way, didn't that last score by the Eagles help them cover, or however
Yes,
that goes?
yes, actually, both Andrew and I got that right because of it. And
Yeah,
the
I
fact
had-
that they didn't kick the field goal at the end.
Yeah.
You should do. You might want to play the Bring On the Experts for that. Then
Yeah, we got that one right.
talk about a backdoor late cover there. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll be back.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye. That was awesome. Yes, Chris Lucas Semco, you should call in. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, Christopher Cole says the refs are god awful. Period. Yeah, the refereeing has just been atrocious this year. It really has. These
Solution-
primetime games keep you on edge. Yeah, I think they kind of do that to all of us. They're keeping all of us on edge a little bit. Although I never really
And up
felt
late.
stressed tonight. And up late. Yes, I never felt stressed tonight though. I really never. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like I was looking at the scoreboard, I'm like, they're within 6 points, but it doesn't feel like it. It never felt like that. Like
No,
you said,
even
that
with
they
the
were
6
threatened.
points, it was like, I mean,
Brady's got the ball. What are you going to do? I mean,
there was no stress at all. I mean, to me, we might as well have been up by 14. It was just, yeah, okay. This game just doesn't feel like we're going to lose this game. Was it possible? Yeah, it was possible. I just didn't think Jalen Hurts, Tom Brady, who was going to finish that game out. I mean, let's just say I felt pretty darn confident at that point. Yeah, nothing seemed too scary at that moment when I watched them. I mean, knowing that they really had one drive the entire game. Philadelphia had one drive. And the other two, when they scored touchdowns, were simply because of pass interference calls that were very long. And that's the only way they moved the ball. So,
and the drive, it was the drive after the 4th and 3 didn't work. And then they went down and scored out. It was like their quote unquote legitimate drive if you're looking at it from an offensive standpoint.
yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, when you watch a game like this, I mean, there was domination just from the get-go. There were a couple of plays. Okay, listen, you're never going to have a perfect game, guys. You're never going to have a perfect game. Ever. But you got a 5-1 team right now. And if think about it this way, guys, if the Panthers lose and the Saints lose, I believe that means the Bucs have a 2-game. I like doing this too. A 2-game lead in the division. Okay. That's about as good as it gets. All right. That really is about as good as it gets. 2 games at this point. Come on. I mean, you think somebody's gonna catch Brady? I'll wait. Somebody try and convince me. So I don't know. We will see. Oh boy, and I guess I just received an update. I guess there's some new stuff coming out about leaked emails that'll be coming out over the next day or so that we'll be hearing about. So
Cattle or ranchers?
Yeah. Well, it's a rancher, sort of. It's one of the, I guess the more leaked emails show NFL's top lawyer mocking Latinos, black people, and joking with others. Hold on, and other stuff. Hold on, we got more coming here. How you doing?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. Is this Chris?
Yeah, this is him.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
What's
How
up,
are you?
Chris? How you doing, my brother?
How you doing, David? You know who this is?
Yes, I do. How's things in Lakeland?
Things are better that the Bucs are winning. I'll tell you that.
Excellent news.
Oh man, it was a great game, man. I mean, I watched this game and I see them getting bored. I mean, I think that's why the Eagles came back in the game.
Well,
They got bored.
I got a little bored watching the game. I got to be honest. I was like, I sent Dave a message during the game, and I said, if this game doesn't get any closer, we're going to have nobody watching because everybody's going to have gone to bed.
I can see why they went on that fourth down call when they were up 28-14. I was like, I think he just wants to make it interesting.
Yeah. Well, and I didn't have a problem with going for it on fourth down. I had a problem with the play they chose.
Yeah, it was a risky play.
Yeah.
The rushing game had been working. The short passing game had been working. Why are you chucking it down the field on 4th and 3? That's uncalled for, and it's a low probability.
That play wasn't there.
Right.
No, and he wasn't open. Other than that, it was great.
Like, Brady's bread and butter is the short intermittent passing. So why go away from that?
Yeah.
You know, I hear Bucs fans, and I just been hearing over. I hear the complaining and the whining, and I'm like, guys, it doesn't get any better than this right now. What are you complaining about?
It is so hard to find anything to genuinely complain about and make sense.
I mean, do we have concerns like going like forward? I mean, sure, the secondary is something to think about. I mean, when you go against some other teams, but man, I mean, the secondary played pretty good tonight with, with some weapons the Eagles have that. I don't know if that's Jalen Hurts' inability to see the field or because I know they got some guys that are burners. I mean, Devontae Smith is Heisman Trophy winner, a lot of speed, a lot of talent.
Keep in mind,
everything that
the
could
Panthers last week.
Yeah, the Panthers aren't that good, by the way. I figured that one out too.
Yeah, apparently some people are figuring out the Panthers.
They got the magical Joe Brady there, man. It seems like wherever that guy goes, he's like he makes
well, here's where the Bucs are.
Offense look amazing somehow.
Yeah,
they're defending Super Bowl champs. They've only lost one game since week 13 or 14 last year. They've only lost one game. You've got a banged up defense at all 3 levels, especially in the secondary and cornerback. And you're still 5-1. You have a favorable schedule. You have a bye week coming up in week 9. So rejoice. Yeah. I mean, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think the next 2 games are the
I think
Bears
these
and
Bucs
Saints,
fans need to drink some more alcohol, man. Because I'm like, man, I'm watching.
Would you rather be Chief fans?
This is one of the most boring Bucs game ever. I was like, we're definitely going to win. I was like, it's really not going to be that easy today.
Yeah, it never felt out of control. Even when the Eagles were coming back, it was kind of like, oh, that's cute. You know, I
mean, that 2-point conversion the Eagles went for, I was just like, man, that is really desperate. This is like a college football game where FCS school needs to go up 2 so we don't go to overtime because they know they're going to lose.
Yeah.
Like, that's what the kind of move it was.
Yeah.
It was like the saddest Philadelphia moment in history. I don't think anybody realized it at the moment.
No, that's actually well put. Sad. That's actually well put. And I thought when they went for it, I thought the same thing. I thought, oh, they're afraid. That was literally what I thought is they're afraid. They're playing scared football. They're not playing aggressive. They're playing scared. They're we don't want to go to overtime with these guys. That's literally what they're thinking. And it's like, okay, you didn't get the chance. Don't worry. I mean, wow.
I mean, we've gone to Philly in the past. I mean, some hostile environments, hostile. I mean, Philadelphia was not hostile tonight at all. It was nothing.
No,
nothing's happening up there. I don't know what it is.
The game was. I mean,
they're booing their team more than they were cheering against us.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird. The whole and I don't know if you saw when Fournette scored the touchdown and threw the ball up in the stands and the Philadelphia fan caught it and handed it to a Bucs fan. And the guy
like an admission.
Things are changed in Philly if that's the case. Good Lord.
I'm like, what has happened to Philly? I mean, is this the new kinder, gentler, I mean, is there a what do they call those things? A safe zone? What do they call that? Where you oh man, I forgot what you call it. Where you have your little safe place where you go. I mean,
your safe class, safe
section. I don't know.
Safe space, whatever you call those things. It's like, I mean, this is freaking Philadelphia. I'm expecting, They throw the ball.
I mean,
around,
they've got. I mean, they have a
bag
jailer and prison and a judge at the bottom. I mean,
Right.
somewhere to like prosecute people in that place. I mean,
right. But now it's like, we score a touchdown, and it's almost like, oh, okay, well, congratulations, sir. I mean, it's like, what just happened?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw a lot of Tom Brady jerseys in Philly, which you would
Yeah.
never see in a real life Philly game.
Yeah, I saw a lot of Bucs jerseys, and that's the fun. It's funny. The Jackass Giants fan that called, saying how there are all these bandwagon fans. Yes,
Great.
There
Jump
are.
on.
there are. Come on.
Yeah, we'll
Plenty
take
of
them.
room.
I mean,
Yeah.
the ship is big enough for everyone. I mean, I
It's
don't
a big
care.
ship.
I mean,
It's a
come
nice ship.
aboard.
Exactly.
Fire the cannons.
Exactly. The more the merrier. Buy tickets, buy everything, buy the merchandise, please. That makes things better for the Bucs and the Bucs fans and all of that. So yeah.
I mean,
Well, half of them came to the Bucs.
I've never met so many people who were born and raised from Boston say, "Oh, I'm from Boston. I'm a Red Sox, and I'm a Patriots fan." I'm like, "Good Lord, how many
Right.
Patriot fans I've met in my life?"
Right.
There's not that many people that live in Boston.
Right. Well, I mean, I've met a lot of in Atlanta. There's this huge Patriots fan club. Well, let me rephrase that. There used to be a huge Patriots fan club. I don't know about it anymore. But by the same token, I get it. Right now, the Bucs fan club will be a lot bigger, and that comes with winning. And you know what?
I
Hop
can
on the
deal with it for a
bandwagon.
while.
Come on in. What?
I'll deal with it for a while.
Yeah, come on in, man. Come on in.
It's
I get
kinda
the window
fun.
seat. Yeah, we get the window seat, but come on in.
All these veteran free agents want to come here for like less money. Okay.
Yes. What do you want me? And when the
me.
Giants fan called in and was complaining about that and saying, "Oh yeah, great. So people want to come to your team for less."
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are you making fun of me or are you complimenting? I'm not sure which one's happening right now.
This is a new experience. I'm loving it. Sure.
Right. I mean, nobody's lining up. They're not lining up. If Daniel Jones makes the phone call to a free agent and says, "Hey man, you really want to come here?" They're going to be like, who this? New phone. Yeah. I mean, it's new number. Who this?
It's a bad connection.
Yeah.
Tom Brady says, "Hey, come join the team." It's like, yeah, man, can I live with you for a little while? Like
exactly.
you did with AB last year.
Exactly. Oh man.
You teach me that TB12 thing, will you?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I mean,
I'll take them all. I don't care who they are.
that's absolutely right. It's absolutely right. Well, thank you
Well,
for
thank you
calling,
guys,
Chris.
man.
Yeah, man, you gotta
Thanks,
do
Chris.
this more. Seriously, make this a regular thing. I mean,
Absolutely, man. I'll call in, guys. Thanks,
Awesome.
David.
Yeah, Rick's got a show Tuesday night. I'm usually on to help preview the next game coming up, which will be the Bears. So
that's right.
Oh, we should win that one easily too.
We'll see. They beat us last year.
They've circled this on the calendar.
Fields is playing. I mean, he's like worse than Hurts.
Yeah. Well, we know they can't run. We know you can't run against the Bucs defense, and Fields can't pass against anybody. So yeah, this could be ugly.
The only way the Bears are going to win this game is if Tom Brady gets COVID. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Thanks, man.
Great to hear from you, Chris.
Appreciate the
call. Call again.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Awesome. Got a new caller, Chris. Chris Lucas Semco. Thank you for calling, Chris. Much appreciated. All right. Fred Swayze Moore says, "Why did the Eagles keep throwing to Dean's side? 30 is on the other side, and you're not going after him." The thing is this, I think pressure had a lot to do with it. Look, they harassed Hurts all night long. This was like last year where the D line was and the rush was getting to the quarterback. I mean, he was running for his life. I don't know that they had any sacks. Did they officially have a sack?
They had 2 sacks.
They had 2 sacks. Okay. But
officially,
I mean, he had a lot of 1-yard runs where he was scrambling out and just barely getting back to the line of scrimmage and things like that. That would have been sacks. So yeah, I mean, it is absolutely the case that you look at this and you go, all right. The defense harassed him like crazy. That's why, by the way, guys, and this happened last year, and you need to know this. When the defense gets the pressure on the quarterback, it sure makes your defensive backfield look good. And that's what was happening today. The pressure was getting to Hurts. We need to keep that up. We keep that pressure on. Can you imagine doing that next week to Fields? Oh man.
Well, they contained him when he tried to go wide to
Yeah.
make something out of nothing. I mean, he did have 44 yards rushing, but it was pretty well contained, especially
20-something of them was on one play.
right. I mean, whenever he tried to go wide, they had him contained. It was just,
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is not a very good quarterback,
Right.
and he's even worse when he's got people harassing him and containing him.
Yeah.
So the Bucs defense up front did an excellent job.
Yeah. Christopher Cole just made an excellent point. Bucs could win with Gabbert with that running game. Yeah. Yeah. I mean that with that running game, yes. I mean that Leonard Fournette was a beast. He really was a beast. I can't believe he didn't rush for more than 100 yards because it sure looked like it. But a lot of it, I guess, is because he had like, I don't know, 50 yards receiving, 40 something, and 70 something yards rushing, I think. And
well, Leonard Fournette had 22 carries for 81 yards, 2 touchdowns rushing, and he had 6 receptions for 46 yards on 6 targets. So he was a perfect 6 for 6.
So let's do this. Let's just call that player of the game and move on. I mean, there's not a doubt who the player of the game was. All right. There's just not. Although I think you could make a case for D. Delaney getting some props here because you didn't hear about him all night. I saw him make a tackle at one point or whatever, but I mean, you really didn't hear they weren't throwing against the guy. So major props to D. Delaney for having a good game and the entire Bucs secondary for showing up. Major props to you. Now listen, just because a player gets burned on a play doesn't mean he sucks. Okay. If you're out there for, I don't know, whatever, 50, 60 plays, whatever, and you get burned on one by a professional wide receiver who's on the other side, who's good, doesn't mean you suck, guys. Doesn't mean you suck. So the DBs had a good game. The defense as a whole had a good game. The offense had a good game. Brady had a good game. Fournette had a good game. OJ Howard had a good game. AB had a good game. I mean,
Devontae Smith had been leading the Eagles in receptions, targets, and yardage as far as receiving goes. And he had 4 targets, 2 receptions, only 31 yards. And Quez Watkins, he only was 3 for 44 on 5 targets. They took away the passing game, and they couldn't run the ball either. And it took a lot of penalties, and they had the one drive. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Tim Witherspoon, you are correct. How much sleep will Cockrell get tonight thinking about that missed interception that would have been a pick 6? Yeah, that's why he plays defense, brother.
There is a reason why some guys are on defense.
Yep. Yeah, wow. Oof.
I think you need to go to the defensive side and be a defensive back.
Yeah, because you can't catch, but you sure can get to the ball.
Come on, son. You come over on this side.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, very, very happy about the way that whole thing went down. Anyway, I'm about as happy as I could be about the way that whole thing went down, guys. We had a great game. Next week, let's talk about Chicago real quick, Dave. The Bears. Are you worried?
No, I'm not. The Bears are not very good. They've got a rookie quarterback who looks more rookie-ish than any of them out there.
Wow.
They're going to be at home, and you can't tell me they don't have this game circled after the debacle in Chicago last year. And Tom Brady's really good. It's just
that guy's all right.
He's okay
against Justin Fields. Who's nervous? Raise your hand if you're nervous. Tom Brady against Justin Fields. And anybody who says that, the Bucs traditionally have a hard time with rookie quarterbacks. Let me point out something. Does anybody know who the last rookie quarterback Tom Brady lost to was? It was Geno Smith. That's how long ago that's how long it's been since Tom Brady lost to a rookie quarterback. All right. So am I worried about Justin Fields? Yeah, no, I'm not. I think this team, much like last year when you saw this team hit its stride, it's earlier this year, but this team is starting to hit its stride. It doesn't mean they're going to win every game. This was a game that I was nervous about, guys. I was worried. I'm going to tell you, because of all the injuries, and they were in Philly, and it was Thursday night. But the Bucs showed up with a chip on their shoulder. They're playing like they have a chip on their shoulder. This team's playing angry. They're playing mad, and I cannot believe the criticism some of you guys are pitching in this chat, and I've some of it that I've seen online. Guys, we're 5-1. It is time to celebrate. It's time to enjoy this. This is the good part. Okay? This is the good part. This is what everybody waits for. This is it.
This is what teams build up years and years and years and years for.
Doing.
Managing the salary cap, getting draft picks, taking your lumps. This is where you want to get to. A defending Super Bowl champ that's 5-1, even with a banged up secondary. This is great.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, tonight's game, just so you can put some perspective on this, okay? And well, let's look at next week. Justin Fields has, I believe, he'll have 2 starts under his belt, right? Tom Brady has started in 10 Super Bowls. Justin Fields will have 2 starts under his belt. Tom Brady has 10 Super Bowls.
Well, in the win against the Raiders in Las Vegas last week, Fields had 111 yards passing.
How many did he have the week before, Dave?
He had 209 against the Lions in Chicago. And then the week before that, he had 68 yards passing against Cleveland at Cleveland.
68 yards passing in a game, a whole game. He didn't play a quarter. He didn't play a few drives. That was a whole game.
I really don't know how they're 3-2, but they are.
I'm good with this. I'm good with this. I'm thinking I'll put the Bucs up against Justin. I'll put Tom Brady and the Bucs against Justin Fields any day. Any day. No fear in that at all. At all. I mean, it's if Tim Witherspoon says 200 yards is his ceiling, right around 200 yards is Justin Fields' ceiling. Tom Brady, that can be a quarter. This is going to be this. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I think there's going to be payback. I do think the Bucs are playing angry now. They're playing like they did when the light switch clicked on last year. They're playing like that now. Anybody who says when they beat Chicago, we haven't beat anybody good. They've beaten 5 out of the 6 teams they've played right now. That'll be 6 out of 7. Then you beat the Saints the next week, and what happens? Well, we still haven't beaten anybody good. Somebody's going to complain about the bye week that they didn't win. I mean, somebody's going to say something about the bye week and be unhappy. I don't know. It's just going to happen. It's crazy. It's crazy. Guys, this is the good part. This is the good part. This is what we all hope for. This is what we've yearned for 2 decades. Okay, this is what we've yearned for 2 decades, wanting to feel this way again. Now's the time. Now is the time. Stop complaining. Stop pointing out everything wrong. Are there things that they need to improve? Sure. I didn't like the play call on 4th down. Yeah, they got a lot of injured players, but doggone it. Think of the depth that they're building right now with these guys getting game action and when the starters come back. Think of how what's happening right now is going to be helping the team later when those guys come back. I'm sorry, guys, but this is the good part. We got a lot to be happy for.
Well, I hope
to be happy about.
I hope we're healthy for December 7th when the Bills come to Raymond James Stadium. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
that could be a Super Bowl preview.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. That's going to be a good game. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this thing up. Dave, any final thoughts?
enjoy this.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it. Look at, you could have 3 1,000-yard receivers. The last time that was done was in 2008. I mean, the offense is already. They could go play the Super Bowl next Sunday. That's how good they are.
Yeah.
That's how in sync they are. And
Yeah.
the defense just needs to get healthy. Enjoy. This is great. These are great times. This is the golden era and age of Tampa Bay Buccaneer football. I never thought it would happen, but here we are.
Yeah.
People are, well, yeah, you got these free agents signing for less money. Wow, isn't that great? I mean, we're the it team. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the it team where people want to come play football.
Yeah.
We'll take less money because we want to play for you guys.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
It's not making fun of me by bringing that up. You know, it's really not. You're not making fun of me. Sorry. It's something I can look at and be pretty darn happy about and say, yeah, let's do it again. Anybody else want to come? Yeah, I'm pretty happy about this. And I heard somebody earlier tonight saying, boy, we need depth in the secondary. We are already at our depth in the secondary. The people out there playing are our depth. So, I mean, the fact that we're 5-1, guys, the rest of this year looks bright. The rest of this year looks really bright. So let's beat the Bears in 10 days. Let's beat the Bears. All right. And after that, the Saints. Then let's take a break. But
let's heal up and let's go
right now.
Finish the season strong.
We got 10 days. It's good to be a Bucs fan. It's good to be a Bucs fan. So right now, enjoy it, guys. Enjoy it. Go Bucs. Go Bucs. Go Bucs.
Yeah.